So great, welcome to Adobe Acrobat. This is where we will be remediating our documents. Now right here you can see I have an example, very simple, just one-page PDF. And this is the example that we're going to be walking through. And I will show you how to use the action wizard in order to remediate this PDF. So the first steps first, I'm going to look up the action wizard tool in order to start using it. So I already have action wizard down here in my list of tools. It might not be there for you by default. So I'm just going to show you how you can find it if you don't have it there. I'm just going to type in action wizard, and you can see it just actually pops up as this first thing right here. Great. So I'm just going to click on it, and now it's going to show me a list of actions that I can take. Now, the one we'll be using is make accessible. So I'm just going to click on this make accessible one. And now it's actually going to show me the list of all the actions that Adobe is going to take me through in order to make this document more accessible. So I'm just going to click Start. And so here we go. First step, it's going to want us to add a title to this document, just so that somebody who's using a screen reader can know what this document is about without even having to jump into all the text. So first we need to unclick this Leave As Is, and then we can rename the title. Now, I'm just going to rename the title what I think the title should be, which is just Refreshable Braille Display. Great. And these subject author keyword fields, you can change them if you want, but Adobe's really just looking for this title. So I'm just going to only change the title and hit OK. Great. Next step. So next step, Adobe is actually going to want us to recognize text. This is important for scanned documents, which this is not. In a side video, I will go over how to use this recognize text tool if you have any scanned documents. But for now, I can just hit OK and continue on with the steps and not worry about it too much because we don't have a scanned document. Great. So again, in actually another side video, I'll also go over fillable forms. But this document is actually not a fillable form, it's just a simple article, so I can just safely click no, skip this step. But again, I will go over how to make these PDF forms more accessible in a later video. Great. And so now, another simple step, we're just going to set the reading language. This document is in English, so I can just leave it in English. But you can see here that there's a lot of options in case you have documents in different languages. So I'm just going to leave it as English and click OK. So I mentioned in the previous video, or in the previous part, about alternative text. And so this is where we're actually going to set the alternative text for our document. So you can see here Adobe has detected 3 images that need alt text. This first one that's highlighting in blue is this Wikipedia logo, which is apparently a logo, like an image, not text. Whenever we have text of an image of text, I'm just going to set it to the alternative text to the text that is in the image, Wikipedia. Great. And so next image, I'm just going to click on this right arrow to cycle to the next image. And this next image is just a refreshable Braille display. So I'm just going to type in refreshable Braille display. You can see nicely that the picture that we're talking about is highlighted in blue when I cycle to it. So for example, this last picture, picture 3 of 3 that I'm going to cycle to right now, Adobe just immediately brings me to it and highlights in blue. So we're talking about this picture. And this picture, I'm just going to say another Braille display. Great. So now that's all 3 of 3 images done. And so I'm going to hit save and close. And now we're going to run the accessibility checker, which is the final check to make sure that we have all the accessibility tests checked off at the end of the day. And so I'm just going to click start checking, leave all these settings as default. And you can see that we're mostly good. These are only 2 manual checks that we need, and I'll go over those in a later video.